So here is the smoker. You can see I've mounted a hot plate down inside the and where the coals would go, and there's some wood chips down there. You can see I did use this yesterday just to test it out, and it turned the chips to ash. And it's just a bullet smoker, as you can see. So now, as you can see, I have a probe thermometer put in the middle of the meat so I can track it. It should be about 190 to 195 degrees when it's done. So it's hard to see, but I've got some apple wood on top of and underneath the heating coil, and that's going to generate my smoke. So here's the control mechanism. It's kind of crude, and the clamps are there just to keep it from flopping around if anybody bumps it. But here is a 120 volt outlet that the smoker is plugged into. Then we've got the control box, which this goes into. There's a solid state relay in there that's able to turn on and off the relay very quickly to give you the simulation of pulse width modulation. Then there are the LED lights on here. So as I turn the temperature up, there's a bit of a delay. The blue light came on because it's set at a very low temperature, and if it's close to the set temperature, it backs the heat down. If I turn it up a little bit more, oh, there we went red. See if I can get the yellow light to come on. It's challenging to get the yellow light to come on. It'll come on later as it pulses near the very high set point. So I'm going to turn it up now to about there, and I have a secondary thermometer in there. See, there's two probes so that I can monitor the temperature because I haven't put a digital display on the controller yet. So let's see how it goes. It's all set. So you can see it's been just a few minutes, and we've got some good smoke going on, and we're coming up to our set temperature. We're going to cook this at about 220 to 25 degrees for, I don't know, 8-9 hours. So as you can see here, the temperature is at about 222, which is great. It's right in that range I want. You can see the yellow lights on because it dialed the heat back, but now it kicked up to red. So it's going to flash back and forth between red and yellow for the next couple of hours because it's trying to keep it at a 225, which for this amount of energy I'm pumping into this, it's going to be on high most of the time. But you can see it cycling back and forth as it tries to keep the temperature pretty constant.